this is Coop from gamervision.com doing a frame-by-frame analysis of the newest Metroid Other M trailer. Weird cosmos become a fetus. It looks like a bunch of energy goes into it. This pose is reminiscent of the Crystal Flash seen in Super Metroid. Now that same weird background, but an older child, looks to be around 4 years old. And now here's Samus in her Zero suit, leading us to believe that the earlier shots were younger shots of her. A destroyed space station, which might be the Ceres space colony, which is destroyed at the end of Super Metroid, and then a flash of young Samus again. Now we see Samus waking up, meaning the previous two shots may have been dreams. Pay close attention to her lips as they open. The game features fantastic cinematics. Samus walks down a hall and the emblem on her suit glows. Freeze it here. Let's look at the text. Loading security system, scan, image rendering, distribution of power, energy reaction, greatest common factor, and lowest common multiple. Apparently these are all important calculations to Samus' suit being put on. Looks like something being created of green goo, which then explodes, and a quick cut to Samus in the medical chair from earlier, then a shot of her legs. Now her armor is literally materializing around her body. And there's the title. Note Samus is standing in the same hallway that she was in earlier. Alright, some gameplay. This is a side-scrolling section. Note that Samus' missiles return as normal, and she only has one energy tank at this time. The camera shifts. The game's going to be used a fixed camera here, as Samus disposes of some flying foes. Wall jump from Super Metroids. The Edicons teach her how to do it in that game. Notice that her back glows as she jumps, which is likely her jet boosters. Samus has an additional energy tank now, as seen under her health bar, then she goes into Morph Ball mode. The wall behind Samus is actually covered in binary, and then the floor collapses. Samus fighting some flaming foes. Here Samus is using what appears to be a charged up ice beam. The bar below her health is filled completely and depletes when Samus fires. Some shots of melee, which seems to have more of a focus in this game than in past. We now see a Wiimote, and the trailer changes to showing off how players will interact with the game. Samus goes into the background here, showing off how it's not going to be a traditional side-scroller. The player aims the remote at the screen and it changes to first-person mode. Raindrops on the screen and the HUD make it look like the style used in Retro's Metroid Prime series. More first-person gameplay. Note that Samus can't move at all when in this mode. Here she is running towards the camera. Since the game will have traditional third-person gameplay from time to time, Samus then goes into first-person and hits a switch, showing the puzzle implications of the first-person view. Again, you can see that bar fill up, showing her charge beam. Here you can see some Space Marines firing on a boss as Samus attacks it. The Space Marines appear to be the same ones shown in the first trailer for Metroid Other M. A very large foe leaps from the lava with a very obvious weak point. In the background there's an active volcano. We think that this enemy could be Crocomire from Super Metroid. Samus shooting her ice beam at the classic enemy as Side Hopper. Here's a better shot of the purple enemy shown earlier during the pause encounter. Here Samus uses her speed booster and then runs into a massive enemy, who lashes out with its tongue. Samus with some screw attack action, you can see that she actually lands on a platform and then uses it again. Samus giving a lizard foe a bulldog attack, and in the background there's a cloaked enemy. And lastly, here's the end of Super Metroid, showing a Metroid saving Samus from Mother Brain's final attack. When her visor glows green, it likely means that she's unlocked the Hyper Beam. And that's about it. A lot of gameplay being shown off here, and be sure to check back on gamervision.com for more frame-by-frame analysis.